In this video, I'm going to describe how to use the system clipboard to copy an image in bitmap data format to the clipboard so that you can then retrieve or paste it from within any graphics-sensitive application in the operating system. I'll be using an application in the Chapter 2 project named transferimage.mxml. I have the application open on the screen right now, and I'll show you that it's a very simple application that has a single image control that's displaying a JPG file called yosemitefalls.jpg. There's an existing copy to clipboard function which clears the clipboard and alerts the user that the image has been copied, but I'll need to add code to actually move the data into the clipboard. I'll run the application so we can see what it looks like before I do the coding. And you'll see that it simply displays the image and displays a copy button. In order to copy data to the clipboard in image format, you have to first turn the image into something called a bitmap data object. The bitmap data object is an actual ActionScript class, which you can instantiate very simply. I'll declare a variable named BD, standing for bitmap data, and I'll instantiate it with the class's constructor method. Notice that the constructor method accepts two required properties, the width and the height. I'll get those values dynamically from the existing image object. I'll pass in myImage.width and myImage.height. And that will ensure that the bitmap data object's dimensions match the dimensions of my flex image object. Next, I'll pass the actual image into the bitmap data object like this. I'll call the bitmap data object's draw method. You pass a source into the bitmap data object, and you can use an image object in this location. So I've now taken the image object, I've constructed a bitmap data object of the correct dimensions, and I've drawn the bitmap data object based on the contents of the image object. Now I'm ready to pass the data into the clipboard. I'll add a statement that calls the clipboard.generalClipboard.setData method, and I'll pass in a format. I'll use one of the built-in formats from the clipboard formats class. The name of this format is bitmap format, and it's a format that requires a particular type of data, specifically a bitmap data object. And then I'll pass in the actual bitmap data object in the second argument, and close the method. I'll save the change and run the application. I'll once again see the image displayed, and I'll click the copy button and get the message that the image has been copied to the clipboard. Now I can use any graphics application that allows me to paste from the clipboard. I'm going to demonstrate this using Fireworks. In Fireworks, you can create a brand new image file, and when you do this, it will automatically pick up the dimensions of any image that's in the clipboard and propose that as the new size of the image. From the menu, I'll select File, New, and notice that the width and height of 320 by 240 pixels and the resolution of 72 pixels per inch match the source file that I just copied to the clipboard. I'll click OK, and now I'll right-click and paste, and you'll see that the image was transferred from the error application into the system clipboard and from there into my graphics application. Now, if you don't have Fireworks, you should still be able to do this with many graphics application. For instance, I'll open up Paint, which is a standard graphics application that comes with all copies of Windows. And I'll paste, I'll press Ctrl-V, and once again you see the image pasted into the application. So this is a very simple way of getting image data from an error application out into the general operating system clipboard so that it can then be pasted into other graphics applications without having to save the file to disk and then explicitly retrieve it and then copy and paste within the native application.